What motivated you? You're a really busy guy. You're an entrepreneur. You're based in Wales. Why did you come to London today?
Well, simply because showing solidarity to our brothers and sisters in Canada. We all seen the scene, certainly on social media, not on mainstream media, at Ottawa, that tens of thousands of truckers turning up because of the mandates that he imposed on his own people, taking away their rights and their liberties. And, it's been well documented here on GB News as well. And we were there today to show solidarity, really, to our brothers and sisters, because they inspired thousands of people around the world to show them that the power of protest is so important in a democracy, and we can never forget that, especially in the UK. We've seen things happen in the last 2 years during this pandemic, because COVID is still a thing, apparently, not just what's happening in Ukraine. And I fear that our country has faced so many opportunities where politicians have taken some of our social and civil liberties away, the strike of a pen, using emergency power acts. And that's what Trudeau did. He's a tyrant in his own country. And to see him today with the Queen, unmasked, and this is a man who mandated masks, which I know you're not a fan of.
No, well, I'm like you, I'm pro-choice.
Yeah, absolutely, pro-choice. But to see him virtue signalling today, unmasked with the Queen, shaking her hand, she's 95, a deadly virus apparently. And of course, then he's with Keir Starmer, both of them masked up, sat down next to each other.
By the way, which of the two of them is most woke? That would be a woke-off.
It was a great,
did they both take the knee?
It was a great, I said that on Twitter, there was a great advert for virtue signalling pin-ups. That's what they were. That's exactly what they were. Yeah. I mean, look.
Trudeau is Mr. November.
At the end of the day,
Keir Starmer, Mr. January.
He's an elected official. He's entitled to come over here. I get that. But at the same time, this is a man who treated the Canadian people so badly and so wrongly. And he imposed emergency powers that have only ever been enacted during wartime. And he did that to get rid of the truckers, giving them up to a 12-year sentence, a $100,000 fine, and even one of the organisers, Tamara, is still in prison right now. She was arrested, remanded, and refused bail. She was one of the main organisers for the truckers' convoy because they see her as a threat. I mean, he's a threat to his own democracy, in my opinion.
Welcome to us.
Well, to start, it's probably 5 degrees there, because this is clearly in Russia, and these are Russians. This guy's socking the hell out of this guy's stomach, which is not easy to take. And then you've just got a black bear in the background helping out, making sure your grip's strong. He's slamming this branch down to try to make you lose your grip, I'm guessing. I don't speak bear. And then these guys are just smiling after. No big deal. There's not a bear over there. That's a teddy bear. This is what we are up against in other countries. The reason why I'm talking about this and even bringing this up is because more people need to see this in the U.S. God forbid we are ever invaded, or God forbid there's ever a situation like there is in Ukraine in the U.S. where people have to fight. I don't know, aliens, zombies, they come out with another jab, it turns everybody nuts. More nuts than half of America already is for voting for Sleepy Joe. So I'm going to answer a lot of people's questions right now because we're on the topic. There's this thing going around right now where people are just ditching the patriot movement. And you know how they're doing it? They're saying, well, you know what? I'm just not really into politics anymore. It's not about politics. It's about, do you love America in the old school America, or do you love this progressive BS crap that America is turning into? It makes me sick. So, America needs to become savage like we once were, because these other countries are laughing at us.
Welcome to us. Обычное утро в России. Кормлю медведя. Что делать?
This is the national militia when journalists aren't watching. в масках с молотками, с битами, в куртках с надписью «Национальная дружина». Они кричали «Слава Украине», еще там какие-то свои лозунги. Начали здесь все просто громить. Полная разруха. Все было побито абсолютно.
We're given other footage, which shows more places being trashed, men lighting fireworks indoors, even setting one location on fire. The National Militia tell us they're working alongside the police, but they have also, on several occasions, fought them. Here they brawled and used pepper spray on officers. The National Militia are part of a group called Azov. Initially a volunteer military battalion, it has well-established links to the far right. Its founder, this man Andrei Beletsky, has in the past expressed racist and anti-Semitic views. And its logo has clear Nazi overtones.
My favorite quote from Andrei Beletsky is that the destiny of the Ukrainian nation is to be an avant-garde in holy war of white people against underhumans led by Semites.
The National Militia have already been flexing their muscles in Ukrainian politics. This is the city hall in the town of Cherkasy. Look at it now. All round the outside are security officers. And the reason the police have come is because at the last session, this happened. The National Militia, together with some war veterans, turned up and stood among the deputies, announcing that no one would leave until the mayor's budget was passed.
Зараз Черкаси стали тренувальним майданчиком для військово-правової роботи в Україні. Для МВД то такого існувати в Україні немає.
This is him, Arsen Avakov, Ukraine's ambitious interior minister. His links to the Azov group are well known. He's put their fighters on the payroll of his ministry and appointed one of their commanders, Vadim Troyan, as his deputy.
Історія, вона повторюється, якщо ми подивимося, що відбувалося в Германії там 37-39 рік, да, коли воно фашизм тоді піднімався, то в принципі можна, я б їх цим самим зрівняв.
U.S. intelligence kept a close eye on Ukrainian nationalist organizations as a possible source of counterintelligence against the Soviet Union. CIA documents that just recently have been declassified show strong ties between U.S. intelligence and Ukrainian nationalists since 1946. From the CIA agency report, it is clear that they were not mistaken about the nature of Ukrainian nationalist organizations or their leader, Stepan Bandera himself. According to an OSS report of September 1945, Bandera had earned a fierce reputation for conducting a reign of terror during World War II. After the Second World War, Bandera and other Ukrainian Nazi leaders fled to Europe where the CIA helped them hide. The CIA later informed the Immigration and Naturalization Service that it had concealed Stefan Bandera and other Ukrainians from the Soviets. The operations involving Ukrainians continued for many years. The Nuremberg trials of 1945 and 1946 brought the political, economic, and military leaders of fascist Germany to justice and revealed to the world the monstrous face of Nazism and the crimes they committed. But the Ukrainian Nazis were spared the same fate, and some were even granted indulgences by the CIA. By 1954, the agency excused the illegal activities of the OUN security branch in the name of Cold War necessity. In 1949, Mykola Lebed, the man responsible for the massacres in Volhynia, was moved to the United States, where he died in 1989 without ever being investigated or pursued as a war criminal. The CIA moved to protect Ukrainian nationalist leader Mykola Lebed from criminal investigation by the Immigration and Naturalization Service in 1952. Perhaps Bandera lost his use to the U.S., or maybe KGB agents outsmarted the CIA. But in 1959, Stepan Bandera, the leader of the Ukrainian nationalists, was killed in Munich, where he was hiding under the name of Stefan Popel. It would be fair to say that Bandera became a major symbol of Ukrainian nationalism by sheer chance, for he was neither its only leader nor its most powerful one. Dmytro Dontsov was the father of the far-right totalitarian doctrine in Ukraine. Andriy Melnik was the leader of another faction of the OUN. Roman Shuhevich was a general of the Ukrainian insurgent army, and others contributed greatly to the movement. Bandera's dangerous ideology, suppressed by the communist authorities but supported by external forces, never really died. The seeds of Ukrainian nationalism were passed from generation to generation. Unfortunately, it was just a matter of time before they would once again blossom. In 1954, Ukraine's territory was expanded even more when Nikita Khrushchev, the leader of the USSR and a Ukrainian himself, generously gave the Crimean region to Ukraine.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister, you chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. That old soldier man I give you no break. Not even your eyes now give you no breaks. Hey, bad boys, or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you?
Once, when a mother was asked would she send her darling boy to fight, she just answered no. And I think you'll admit she was right.
I didn't raise my son to be a soldier. I brought him up to be my pride and joy. Who dares to put a musket on his shoulder to kill some other mother's darling boy? The nations ought to arbitrate their quarrels. It's time to put the sword and gun away. There'd be no war today if mothers all would say, I didn't raise my son to be a soldier.
All men are brothers. Our country, one world. Glories of war are a lie. If they ask us why, we can tell them that mother's reply.
I didn't raise my son to be a soldier. I brought him up to be my pride and joy. Who dares to put a musket on his shoulder to kill some other mother's darling boy? The nations ought to arbitrate their quarrels. It's time to put the sword and gun away. There'll be no war today if mothers all would say, I didn't raise my son to be a soldier.